Greetings, creatures. Welcome to the odd side of the internet, where we make videos of things like fire alarms, and smoke alarms, and fans, and even toilets. Why? Because we think it's cool. Not a lot of people understand us, but we understand ourselves, and that's what's the most important thing. Yeah, that was a very corny intro. I will never do that to you guys again. I promise. But anyways, this is JDL Productions. It has been a little bit since you guys have heard from me. Let's just say that the past several months on this channel have been met with strains of long inactivity. And for that, I would like to apologize to each and every one of you. There have been many things going on in my life as of recently that have kind of gotten in the way of, this whole YouTube thing. I'm not like I was a few years ago where I was pretty much living at home, I was doing online school. I had all the time in the world. No, I'm an adult now. I have a job, an almost full-time job, and I'm still trying to graduate high school. So yeah, I've got a full-time job, and I'm trying to graduate high school at the same time. That does not leave me a ton of time to do things like YouTube. But I'm going to try my best. I'm going to try my best to develop a schedule to where I can do my essential duties in life and also make these videos, because I know you guys enjoy them. And I know that because I recently got 5,000 subscribers on this channel. And for that, I would like to thank each and every one of you, whether you watch my videos or not, because I can guarantee 3/4 of you, probably more, don't actually watch my videos. But I would still like to thank you guys for subscribing, because it genuinely does mean a lot. I never thought that I would receive 5,000 subscribers on this channel. I'm not famous by any means, but still, it's a level of popularity that for the type of niche content that I make is pretty damn astounding. Now, the premise of this video today is going to be sort of a reflection on the year 2023, the year that it has now been a month since we pretty much graduated from. Better late than never. But what is on my bed here, you may ask? So these are all of my fire alarm finds from last year, all of my commercial fire alarm finds. So this is going to actually be a two-part series. And for the first part, I am going over my commercial fire alarm finds from last year. Next video will be my residential smoke alarm finds. And trust me, there are way more of those than there are these, even though there are still quite a few here. But I am going to be sort of doing a brief little overview of each one of these devices. There are a couple that I received last year that are not being shown here, either because I don't know where I put them or there are other technical reasons. But I will be showing you guys all of these ones here. And they aren't really in any order or anything by, how I received them, but they are all here for the most part, like I said. So I will be doing short little overviews of each one of these devices, so let's go ahead and get started. Starting up at the top left corner here, we have this Firelight BG6 pull station, this vintage Firelight BG6 pull station. There's your label on the side there. This I got pretty much brand new, and as you can see, it's in pretty pristine condition, especially for a fire alarm device of its age. There's some little wear on the side there. I'm guessing there was a label of sorts on there that kind of got worn off, but I will give you guys a demonstration of this. There you go. That's how it pulls down. You grab the hex key to reset it. I actually messed up at first. I thought this took a Phillips head screwdriver, and then I realized, and I was like, whoops. And that is how you reset it. There is a shot of the inside there. There's your spring, button, everything. There's another little label inside there. Firelight Alarms Incorporated, New Haven, Connecticut. So let me go ahead and lock this bad boy back up. This is probably what a majority of this video is going to be, is just me resetting pull stations. But I know you guys enjoy it. Let's go ahead and lock it back up, if we can. And there you have it. That is the BG6. Next we have another quite uncommon pull station here. This is a Thorn Autocall 4050001T from, I believe the late 70s, early 80s, around that era. This one has the black back, as you can see, which I believe are older than the red backs, which are a little more common, but I will demonstrate this for you guys. Pulls down just like that, very simple. And then you grab a, what did I do with my Phillips head? I had a Phillips head in my hand like 2 seconds ago, and now I don't know where it is. I found my Phillips head. So now we can actually reset this thing. And there you go, and I will give you guys a little view of the inside of it. There you go. There's your inner label there. There's your switch. Very cool pull station. I know a lot of people don't really like the design of these, but I still think they're cool pull stations. Especially for their time. They have such a retro kind of appearance to them, which I do enjoy. So, there you have it. Next up, we have a classic. This is an Edwards 270A-SPO. This is a much older model. There's your label right there. I'm not exactly sure when this is from, but I do know it's an older model because it does have the pigtail wires, so I would say 80s maybe? Somebody correct me on that if I'm wrong, but we will go ahead and demonstrate this for you guys. Perfect. It is a very, very simple design. One of the most long-lasting pull station designs pretty much ever, because these have been around since the 50s. This pretty much same design. They've just kind of used different materials for it over time. Let's see if I can reset it. The screw at the top here is not exactly designed conveniently. Check out this design. This is a very... I don't even know how to explain that design. It's just... It's hard to find a screwdriver that can really adapt to that, you know what I mean? Because this one here is just too thick. It is just way too thick. You probably can't even see that, but it's way too thick. Do I have another screwdriver somewhere? Let me see. Let me pause this really quickly. Okay. That took a minute. Now we are resetting it. So you just flip the switch down like that. There's a shot of the inside there. And then you just kind of close it back up. It just kind of shuts on its own. Perfect. Okay, now moving on to the notification appliances, which are a majority of what's here. So first off, we have this wheel lock horn right here. This is a 34-24. There's your label on the bottom. Was originally a 7002-24, as you can see by the little holes on the top. There was a strobe that I did remove, and you could probably presume the strobe did not work, so I just figured I would remove it and make it into a singular remote horn. But very, very cool device. I do love these older wheel lock horns. They are very much classics. I also did receive a 7002T, one of the older ones with the black back, kind of like this right here. However, the thing came entirely non-functional. I did just about everything you could probably think of to try to get it to work, and I just couldn't. But, yeah. But this is a pretty cool device. It is a Wheelock 34. And, yeah, there you go. I wish I could test these, but given that it is like 1 in the morning, probably not going to happen. So, yeah. Next, we have probably my favorite Wheelock device that I received this year, and probably my favorite Wheelock device in my collection. This is a Wheelock Chime Strobe, a CHDF1 LSM24 Chime Strobe with this big giant back, because it is a Chime Strobe. That's how they are. I absolutely loved this device. This is the predecessor to the CH70, the more common CH70. This is from the late 90s, I believe. I probably got the dates on so many of these wrong, but I'm somewhere in the era there, the correct era. But yeah, very, very cool device. I do have a testing video of it, so go ahead and check that out. Very cool. It is a Wheelock Chime Strobe. Can't go wrong with those. And to finalize Wheelock, we have this MIZ right here, one of the more uncommon versions of the MIZ. This one, as you can see, has the WM strobe on it, which is quite uncommon. Here is the back label, as you can see. This one is from, I'd say, the early 90s or so, maybe mid-90s. That's around when at least this design of the MIZ was kind of around. But yeah, very nice device. Next, we have this behemoth. This is a Space Age AV32 light plate, as you can see with the red lens. And behind it, these didn't actually come together, they were separate, but this is a... what is this? Let's see if I can see the label there. It is a Faraday 5450 Vibratone horn, DC Vibratone horn. Pretty much a Simplex 4051 in its original form. Very, very, very cool device. I do have a demonstration video of this. Probably one of the most retro, at least in appearance, alarms that I own. I'd say maybe the most. It's just such a cool device. Such a cool device. So, yeah, there you go. Now this one here I did not make a video of, mainly because I do not have the proper power source for it, but this is a Gamewell. As you can see, there's the label right there. It is a Gamewell. I can't even read the model number. Yeah, I cannot read the model number of it. I will have to look on the eBay listing or try to find it in some old patents or something, because I cannot read that model number. But it is a Gamewell single stroke chime, as you can see. Very resemblant to the more common Simplex ones that were made around the same time. I'd say this is probably what those were based off of, actually. These don't have any label on the front like those did, but still, very cool device. You can kind of, there's like a gong or something on this. There you go. Can kind of hear it a little bit. There you go. That was a somewhat of a demonstration of it. Probably the most of a demonstration you will get from any of these devices today. But there you go. It is a Gamewell chime. Very, very cool device. These were around in, I believe, the 60s. Once again, I'm going to have to look up the dates of so many of these devices, because as much as I know a lot about these, I get the dates on them screwed up so often. It's something that I really need to invest myself in a little better, kind of learn. So I will have to look some of them up, because I'm sure I am very off on a lot of these. But there you go. That is the Gamewell single stroke chime. Another device that I was not able to make a video of this year because of, once again, power source issues. I will have to buy a transformer at some point. But this is a flush mount Edwards Adaptahorn. As you can see, there's the label right there. It is a model 360L. It is an Adaptahorn. Show you a view of the back of it there. It is very flat, except for the transformer on the back there, and then this kind of front part which sort of sticks out a little. But very cool device. I do love these early styles of the Adaptahorns. There of course were the ones that use the projectors on the front, like the 4030 style ones. But yeah, very cool device. Very cool device. Go ahead and set that down there. Next up, this one is probably one of my favorite devices that I received this year. This is an Edwards Integrity Chime Strobe. I'm not sure of the full model number of it, but there is kind of a view of the back there. It is a chime strobe, and it sounds very, very cool. Very, very cool device this is. These are quite rare. There are a few people that have them. I'm pretty sure they all got them from the same listing like 5 years ago. This one I received last year, though. I got it brand new in the box, too. So, yeah. Very cool. Very, very, very cool device. To finalize out Edwards here, we have this little mini horn. This is a... What is the model number of this? It is a 128D-124. Basically a Gentex GX90 that is just relabeled. And there is actually a date code right there, I believe. January 4th of 91. So yeah. Very, very nice little horn. I do love these older mini horns. As you can tell by my MIZ right there. I do indeed love these. Yeah, there you have it. Now, this one here is a little interesting. From initial looks, it kind of looks like a Wheelock MT, one of the older WM models. In fact, it's pretty much identical. But if we take a look at the bottom here, you can see it is a Cerberus Pyrotronics, actually. And you also may notice that there are 8 terminals, 4 different sets. And if we take a look at the back here, you can see that it is an AESM-E. This is actually an addressable multi-tone horn strobe. There is a set of terminals for each tone. It is very interesting. I still don't know how it actually works in terms of it being on an actual system. And I'm not sure what these dip switches are at the top, but I'm sure they do serve some sort of function. But yeah, it is a very odd device. Very, very, very uncommon. I'm one of, I believe, 3 collectors to own one. Maybe even 2. I'm not sure. But yeah. Here we have another Cerberus Pyrotronics device. This is an HN-S mechanical horn. One of the older, or one of the newer mechanical horns from this era. One of the newer Faraday mechanical horns. This is a, I want to say C-series mechanism? B-series, no. Shit. C-series mechanism, I believe. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, this is from the late 90s or so. Maybe mid-90s. As you can see, it's got the silver plate. So yeah. And to round out Cerberus Pyrotronics, we have a UMMT. This is actually a Cerberus labeled UMMT. I'm not sure if Siemens bought them out later or if they were made at the same time, but this is a Cerberus labeled model. A ceiling mount model, a white ceiling mount model. Actually, quite an uncommon variant of this. But yeah, it is a UMMT, another alarm that I've wanted to get my hands on for quite a while now. And I finally found one that wasn't a bazillion dollars, so I bought it. And I do have a testing video of it. Next up, this is a Pyrotronics, not a Cerberus Pyrotronics, just a Pyrotronics. A Pyrolarm, rather. HDC-24 Vibratone horn, basically a Federal Signal 450D. Yeah, that's all there is to say about it. It is a 450D. Yep, a relabeled 450D. There you go. Next up, we have this Amsico Selectastrobe. I'm not sure what the full model number is. I wasn't actually paying attention to the listing when I bought this. I thought I was buying a horn strobe, and then it arrived and it was just a regular strobe. I was like, whatever. Still a pretty cool device. Very kind of odd design to it. Not one that I'm necessarily a fan of. Looks like a midget SpectrAlert. At least that's what I describe it as a midget SpectrAlert. Um, yeah, but there you go. It is an AMSICO Selectastrobe. And speaking of SpectrAlerts, we do have one right here, a SpectrAlert Classic. P12, P2475W. White horn strobe. Very cool. Classic. A literal classic. Though I'm not sure if because this one uses the little flathead insert. And I'm pretty sure these ones, the ones that are considered classics, like proper SpectrAlert classics, use a screw term or a screw hole insert. But this one's a flathead insert. I'm not sure if this one's considered the actual proper classic or that one is. Somebody please specify that for me. But it is a SpectrAlert. Either way. Next up, we have probably one of my favorite mechanical horns of all time. I almost knocked my tripod over. Let me adjust that real quick. So anyways, back to business. This is probably one of my favorite mechanical horns of all time. I can't exactly explain why, but I've always just loved them. It is a Gentex GMH mechanical horn. Single mechanical horn. Very cool design. Kind of looks like a older BRK smoke alarm from the vent design. As you can see on the back, C-series mechanism once again. This is actually one of the very last mass-produced mechanical horns that were really put on alarm systems. I'd say these and the Faraday horns that were made around the same time were kind of a couple of the very last pioneers of the mechanical horns. The last descending pioneers of mechanical horns before they just decided, nope, we're not doing that anymore. But yeah, there you go. Gentex GMH. Very cool. I had been on the hunt for one of these for quite a while prior to buying it. So we have another mechanical horn here. This is a Simplex 2901 9845. This one, as you can see, uses the more flat design with the corners there. As you can see, it's got the silver plate with the B-series mechanism. This did come with a strobe plate when I bought it, actually. It came with a 4901... No, not a 4901, a 4903 9101 strobe plate, which I do not know what I did with it. But other than that, it is a very cool horn. I've always wanted to find one of these with the flat edges. And I finally did, and it's in pretty pristine condition, I'd say, at least for a used one that was only like 25 bucks. So yeah. Got another Simplex device here. This is a 20, not a 20, what am I saying? It is a 4903 9219 mechanical horn. I had been looking for one of these 4903 devices for quite some time. Finally found one for a decent price that wasn't in kind of shitty condition. Yeah, very nice device. Very, very, very nice device. I'm just saying the same thing for all these devices at this point. Very, very, very nice device. Cool device. But they are all cool devices. So, yeah. And then to round out these devices that I found in the year 2023, we have a good old Simplex TrueAlert. This is actually a SmartSync model. As you can see, 4903 9429, a white SmartSync model. I didn't think it was a SmartSync model when I bought it. I probably needed to do some better research on the model number specifications for these, because this is a SmartSync model, so there's not a lot I can do with it. It is 2-wire, but still, pretty cool device. A white TrueAlert. Not a terribly common device, at least that I've seen. I don't see many white TrueAlerts in the wild, personally. But there you have it. those are all of my alarm finds of the year 2023. This was kind of an awkward video. Hopefully the smoke alarm one won't be as awkward. But there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And we will see what the year 2024 brings. I already have ordered a couple of new devices that I will make videos of when I get them. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video.